Welcome to the video that you didn't know you needed, but once you finish it, you will never forget it. This is not just motivation. This is not just education. This is a full system reset. Because today, you're going to learn how to reprogram your mind for success. But let me say this clearly. If you don't reprogram your mind, someone else already has. Your mind was not born with fear. It learned fear. You were not born with doubt. You were taught to doubt yourself. You were not born to play small. You were conditioned to shrink. Your school didn't teach you how to think. It told you what to memorize. Your failures didn't break you. They just installed hesitation into your system. And now you're not living. You're looping. Same thoughts, same emotions, same mistakes, same mindset. And if that doesn't scare you, then understand this truth. You don't have a mindset problem. You have a mind programming problem. The most dangerous virus in this world is not on the internet. It's in your head. And it was installed when you weren't paying attention. By your environment, your experiences, your trauma, and the voices that told you, you're not enough. But if the mind can be programmed, it can also be reprogrammed. And today, we're going to do exactly that. This is the moment you stop being the victim of your thoughts and start becoming the author of your future. This is your second life, and it starts now. So don't just listen, absorb it, feel it, install it. And by the end of this video, you won't just understand success, you'll be mentally built for it. This video will not only reprogram your mind, it will also help you improve your English vocabulary and listening skills step by step. So if you're serious about learning, growing, and transforming your life, make sure to subscribe. And now, let's begin the video. What is the mind? The mind is not your brain. Your brain is a biological organ. It's physical. But your mind is the software. It's invisible, but it controls everything you do. Think of it like a phone. The brain is the device, but the mind is the operating system. And just like any phone, if you download bad apps, allow viruses, or never update the system, it becomes slow, stuck, and full of errors. Your mind has been running on code since you were a child. Some of that code was helpful, like how to walk, read, or solve problems. But most of the code came from fear, trauma, school pressure, judgmental people, bad role models, moments where you failed and believed it was your identity. Your mind is made of patterns. Patterns of thought, emotion, belief, and behavior. And here's the truth. You don't become what you want. You become what you repeat. So if you repeat laziness, you become lazy. If you repeat fear, you become scared. If you repeat hesitation, you become stuck. But if you repeat courage, clarity, and purpose, you become unstoppable. The mind is programmable. And today, you're not here to just feel good. You're here to get free. Free from the mental loops that are stopping you. Free from the identity that isn't yours. Free from the limitations you didn't ask for. I'm going to give you 14 powerful rules that will completely reprogram your mind for success. Each one explained in a simple, emotional, and life-changing way. So stay with me till the end. This might be the most important video you ever watch. Rule 1. Decide what you truly want, or life will decide for you. If your mind is the GPS, then your goal is the destination. Without it, your mind has no direction. It just wanders in circles. This is where most people go wrong. They say they want success, but they can't define it. They say they want freedom, but they don't know from what. They say they want a better life, but they never sit down and describe what that life looks like, feels like, smells like, costs like, or moves like. The mind doesn't follow confusion. It follows clarity. Your subconscious mind is like a child. It listens to repetition. It responds to emotion. And it obeys clarity. So if you want to reprogram your mind, you must first decide what you want. Not kind of, not maybe, not someday. Decide it clearly. Own it. Write it. Repeat it. Let me give you an example. Imagine two people. Person A says, I just want to be successful. Person B says, I want to build a business that earns $10,000 a month online, so I can leave my job, travel once a year, and spend more time with my family without money stress. Person A has a wish. Person B has a vision. Person A has no path, just hope. Person B has direction. And now the brain can start building a plan. And here's the powerful part. Once person B repeats this goal daily, visualizes it, and speaks it out loud, their subconscious mind starts helping them make decisions in that direction. Automatically. This is not magic. This is psychology. When your goal is vague, your motivation is weak. When your goal is crystal clear, your actions sharpen. Your confidence grows. Your excuses shrink. Your mind loves targets. So give it one. Every single day. After this video, I want you to sit down and answer this honestly. What exactly do I want my life to look like? How much do I want to earn? What do I want to create? How do I want to live? How do I want to feel every day? What kind of people do I want to be around? What kind of problems do I want to solve? Don't answer like the person you've been. Answer like the person you're becoming. Because the moment you get clear, your mind stops wandering and starts building. Rule 2. Break the default pattern. Your mind is not broken. It's just repeating. You're not lazy. You're just trapped in a pattern. Every day, most people wake up and live the exact same mental day as yesterday. Same thoughts, same fears, same routines, same doubts, same excuses, same distractions, same scrolling, same internal voice that says, I'll do it tomorrow. This is not because you are weak. This is because your mind has been programmed to survive, not succeed. And survival means familiarity. It means comfort. It means repeating whatever feels known. But if you want to reprogram your mind, you must first break the loop. You cannot build a new life with an old pattern. The cycle you're stuck in. Wake up late. Check your phone. Feel overwhelmed. Waste time. Feel guilty. Give up for the day. Go to bed feeling like a failure. Repeat tomorrow. This is a default pattern, and it's destroying your potential. If you want to reprogram your mind, you must shock it out of the cycle. You must do things that confuse it, surprise it, challenge it, disrupt it. If you always do what you've always done, you will always feel how you've always felt. You don't need more motivation. You need to break the pattern. Even a small break can change everything. Wake up 1 hour earlier. Leave your phone in another room. Go for a cold shower. Do 10 push-ups. Write one sentence about your goal. Sit in silence for 5 minutes. Say no to that one thing you always say yes to. It's not about the result. It's about the pattern interrupt. Your brain suddenly says, wait, something's different. And in that moment, your mind becomes open to change. Real example. Joe Dispenza was hit by a car during a triathlon. His spine was shattered. Doctors told him he might never walk again. They suggested surgery. But he believed something different. He believed that if the body follows the mind into sickness, then the mind can lead the body into healing. He spent 2 hours a day in mental silence, visualizing every vertebra in his spine realigning. He meditated. He shut out the outside world. He broke the pattern of fear, pain, and doubt. And 9 weeks later, he walked out without surgery. Today, he teaches thousands how to do the same. Not because of magic, but because he broke the default pattern of fear and replaced it with control. Your healing starts when your pattern breaks. You don't need to know what's next. You just need to do something different today. So your mind realizes it has a choice. That's how you start the reprogramming. Rule 3. Understand and eliminate limiting beliefs. Now that you've disrupted your pattern, it's time to go deeper into the part of your mind that controls everything, your beliefs. A belief is not a fact. A belief is a repeated thought that your mind accepted as truth, and your entire life is built around what you believe is possible, allowed, or expected. If you believe you're not smart, you're not good enough, you always fail, no one supports you, the world is unfair, you can't succeed unless you're lucky, it's too late to change, you're stuck because of your past, then no matter how much you try, you'll find a way to fail. Why? Because your mind protects its beliefs more than your dreams. It's like having a wall in your brain that blocks success. Not because success isn't real, but because you believe it's not for you. And the worst part? You didn't even choose these beliefs. They came from a teacher who embarrassed you, a parent who ignored you, a friend who betrayed you, a boss who insulted you, a failure that shattered your confidence, a moment when the world told you, you can't. But that belief is not your identity. It's just a glitch in your programming. And now it's time to remove it, one by one. Identify it. Catch the thought. I'm not good at speaking. I always mess up interviews. I can't learn English. Don't argue with it and just catch it. Question it. Ask, is this absolutely true? Who told me this? What moment created this belief? Replace it. Say something more useful. Not fake, just better. Like, I'm improving every day. I've failed before, but that doesn't mean I always will. I've learned from my past. I'm ready now. Your brain may resist, but every time you replace a belief, you write new code. And over time, the old one fades. Real story. For decades, people believed it was physically impossible to run a mile in under 4 minutes. Doctors said the human heart would explode. It became a global limiting belief. Then in 1954, a man named Roger Bannister ignored that belief. He trained, he visualized, and he ran the mile in 3 minutes and 59 seconds. The belief shattered. But here's the miracle. Within the next year, more than 30 runners broke the same record. Why? Because the belief was gone. Once one mind broke the wall, others followed. So, what's your 4-minute mile? What belief is stopping you from even trying? Break it. And you'll give permission to yourself and others to rise. Let these 2 rules sink in. Because when you break the pattern and remove the beliefs that hold you, you create a mental environment where success is not just possible. It becomes natural. Rule 4. Program your inputs. Your mind is not a fixed machine. It is a sponge. It absorbs everything around it, whether you notice or not. And what you feed your mind becomes what your mind feeds you. If you constantly consume fear, comparison, anger, gossip, noise, distraction, don't be surprised when your mind feels anxious, scattered, insecure, and tired, because every piece of information is an input. And those inputs become your inner world. Just like a computer, your mind runs on code. But you are not the only one writing that code. Every video you watch, every post you scroll, every conversation you hear, every podcast you play, every person you spend time with, every sound, every word, every picture, they are all writing code inside your brain. You think you're choosing what to think, but most of the time, you're just repeating what your mind was fed. You watched 3 videos on failure. Now your mind whispers, "Don't try, you'll fail." You saw people posting about money. Now your mind says, "I'm behind, I'm not enough." You listen to a friend complain all day. Now your brain feels heavy and slow. You don't need more motivation. You need better inputs. You become what you consume. And your future depends on what your mind is eating right now. Imagine a clear glass of pure water. Fresh, clean, peaceful. This is your mind when you're born. Clear and full of potential. Now every day you drop a little bit of ink into it. That ink could be a negative comment, a violent movie, a toxic friend, a useless debate, a celebrity scandal, a fear-based headline, a song about heartbreak, a joke that's actually self-hate, a lie someone told you about who you are, day by day, drop by drop. That clean water becomes murky, dark, confusing, until one day you can't even see through it. You think life is dark, but really, the glass is just dirty. But here's the good news. You can clean it. Not all at once, but drop by drop. You add a podcast that inspires you. You listen to silence for 5 minutes. You write down your goals. You watch something that teaches instead of entertains. You replace gossip with a good book. You spend time around people who talk about ideas, not people. And slowly, the clean water comes back. Your mind is the glass. Your thoughts are the water. Your content is the ink. What you feed your mind is what your mind becomes. So choose wisely. If you want peace, feed it peace. If you want strength, feed it truth. If you want clarity, remove the noise. If you want to reprogram your mind, change what you input. Because a dirty input will always produce a messy life. But a clean input will produce a powerful one. Rule 5. Rewire pain. Stop running from discomfort. Most people never reprogram their mind because they never rewire their relationship with pain. They think pain is a sign of failure. They think struggle means something is wrong. They believe that if it hurts, it's bad. But the truth is, pain is not the enemy. Pain is the process. Growth hurts. Change feels uncomfortable. Reprogramming is not supposed to feel easy. It's supposed to feel unnatural because it's breaking an old habit and building a new one. You cannot change your life by staying comfortable. You must face the pain you've been avoiding because that pain is the door, and behind that door is everything you've been waiting for. Imagine. Inside a dark cocoon, a caterpillar slowly melts. Its body breaks down. Its old self disappears. It becomes something unrecognizable. A sticky mess of transformation. It struggles. It pushes. It feels like death. But then, over time, something forms. A wing, then another. Then one day, it starts to push against the cocoon. And here's the important part. If someone tries to help the butterfly by cutting open the cocoon, it dies. Its wings are too weak. It needed the struggle to become strong enough to fly. Without the pain, there is no transformation. You are the caterpillar. Your comfort zone is the cocoon. And the pain you feel is not punishment. It's your wings trying to grow. Don't run from it. Don't escape it. Don't numb it with distraction or fake pleasure. Feel it. Face it. Let it teach you. Because on the other side of pain is power. The gym hurts. but it builds muscle. The truth hurts, but it sets you free. The work hurts, but it changes your life. The discipline hurts, but it creates results. The early morning hurts, but it gives you time. The letting go hurts, but it makes space for better things. You don't need a painless life. You need a purpose big enough to make pain worth it. And the moment you stop running from discomfort, your mind becomes strong enough to handle anything. That's how you rewire it. Not by avoiding the pain, but by walking straight into it and coming out the other side as someone completely new. Rule 6. Talk to yourself like you matter. Your mind is always listening, even when you're silent, even when no one else is around. Your inner voice is shaping your reality. It becomes your confidence. It becomes your fear. It becomes your actions, your results, and your future. But most people speak to themselves in ways they would never speak to a friend. They say, "I'm not good enough. I'll never make it. I always mess things up. I look terrible. I'm a failure. I'm too late. I'm not smart like others. I hate myself." They don't even realize it, because that voice has been with them for so long. It sounds normal. But what sounds normal might be the reason their life isn't changing. If someone insulted you every day, how would you feel? How would you perform? How would you grow? Well, that's what your subconscious is going through. It hears you, and it believes you. And here's the dangerous truth. Your mind doesn't question what you say. It simply obeys. So when you say, "I'm useless," your mind says, "Okay, we'll act like it." When you say, "I always fail," your mind says, "Understood. Let's make sure that happens again." You are programming your reality with your inner voice. And if you want to reprogram your mind, you must talk to yourself like someone who matters, someone who deserves to win, someone who is still learning, someone who is worth saving, someone who is powerful, even if they're not perfect. Not with fake confidence, but with truthful kindness. Imagine a voice-activated computer. It has no screen, no buttons. Everything you say, it follows. You speak into it. Open failure file. Create sadness folder. Repeat doubt playlist. Delete confidence. Install anxiety. Play shame video on loop. Set alarm for regret at 3 a.m. And it does. Every time. Without question. Without filter. You don't even know you're doing it. But this is what your brain is doing. Because your inner voice is the command, and your mind is the machine. Whatever you speak, it runs. But now imagine if you change the commands. Open courage. Download belief. Play determination loop. Set reminder, "I can do this." Delete comparison folder. Install gratitude update. And again, your mind listens. Your actions shift. Your focus sharpens. Your energy changes. Your life begins to respond. It was never just the outside world holding you back. It was the voice in your own head, repeating a program you never meant to install. So from now on, speak to yourself like you are becoming who you need to be. Because you are, and your voice is the most powerful programmer in your system. Rule 7. Visualize the outcome you want. If your mind cannot see it, it cannot create it. You don't move toward what's realistic. You move toward what's visible. And your mind needs an image, not just a goal. Visualization is not magic. It is mental training. It's how you prepare your brain to act in alignment with your future. Because the mind cannot tell the difference between something vividly imagined and something real. This is not opinion. It's proven. Athletes use it. Performers use it, surgeons use it, fighters use it, entrepreneurs use it. Even astronauts are trained to visualize spacewalks before they ever leave Earth. Because the brain learns from images, and if you never show your mind where you're going, it will keep taking you back to where you've already been. Visualization is how you install a new direction into your brain. Imagine a rocket sitting on a launch pad. Powerful engines, perfect design, unlimited potential, but no destination. It doesn't matter how advanced the rocket is. It doesn't matter how much fuel is inside. If there is no guidance system, it will spin, drift, or crash. Visualization is the guidance system of your mind. Before a real rocket launches, engineers program the exact route, altitude, angle, and timing. They rehearse it thousands of times, virtually, so that when the actual launch happens, the rocket isn't thinking. It's executing. This is what visualization does for you. When you close your eyes and imagine yourself speaking confidently, yourself finishing the book, yourself waking up early, yourself smiling while working, yourself getting healthier, yourself earning money ethically, yourself saying no to distractions, yourself growing stronger each week. You are programming your brain to act as if it's already familiar with success. And here's what happens. Your brain starts noticing opportunities. It starts ignoring old habits. It starts acting in ways that match the picture it was shown. But if you don't show it anything, it will keep running the default images. Failure, fear, embarrassment, rejection. You don't get what you want. You get what your mind is trained to expect. So close your eyes, see it, feel it, walk through the moment. Make it real in your imagination, so it can become real in your life. The rocket is ready. Now set the coordinates. Rule 8. Meditate to regain mental control. Your mind is like a river. Fast, powerful, always moving. Thoughts rush through it every second. Some beautiful, some destructive. But most people never learn how to step out of the current. They just get pulled by it. They wake up thinking. They walk thinking. They eat thinking. They scroll, talk, drive, sleep, all while lost in thought. And they wonder why they feel exhausted, confused, anxious, overwhelmed. It's not because they are broken. It's because their mind is full, but not in control. Meditation is how you take back control. Not by fighting the thoughts, but by watching them. By becoming the one who observes, not the one who obeys. It's not about emptying your mind. It's about understanding your mind. And once you understand it, you can guide it. Because the person who can sit still and listen to their own thoughts without running away is the person who can face anything in the world. You don't meditate to escape life. You meditate to master it. You meditate so your reactions stop controlling you, so your anger doesn't explode, so your fear doesn't freeze you, so your impulses don't ruin your progress. You meditate so your mind learns to wait, to breathe, to see clearly before it moves. Imagine a snow globe. When you shake it, everything swirls. It's beautiful, but you can't see clearly. The snow blocks the picture inside. This is your mind throughout the day. Thoughts swirling, emotions rising, ideas clashing. You try to make decisions, find answers, be calm, but you can't because the snow hasn't settled. Now imagine putting the snow globe down. You stop shaking it. You don't force it. You just let it be still and slowly. The snow starts to fall, the water clears, and the image inside becomes visible. This is what meditation does to your mind. You stop trying to fix everything. You stop running. You sit and you breathe. And as your inner snow settles, you begin to see your life clearly. Your goals, your fears, your truth, your next step. Meditation is not a luxury. It's not just for monks. It's not a trend. It's your most powerful tool to return to yourself. Even 5 minutes a day can change the way your mind responds to the world. Because stillness is not weakness. Stillness is control. Rule 9. Practice gratitude. Your mind is a spotlight. Whatever it shines on, grows. And in every moment of life, you have two choices. Focus on what's missing, or focus on what's present. Most people are trained to chase, to want more, to need better. They focus on what they don't have, what others are doing, what went wrong, what's not perfect yet, what's still broken, what they haven't achieved. And as they focus on it, their brain becomes blind to everything that's already right. They have eyes, but they don't see. They have blessings, but they don't feel them. They're surrounded by small miracles, but they're too busy chasing the next thing. This creates a mind that's always hungry, but never full. Always busy, but never at peace. Gratitude is not about pretending everything is perfect. Gratitude is about noticing what's already helping you. And the moment you start noticing, your brain changes. It releases chemicals of calm, clarity, happiness. You stop feeling like a victim and start acting like a builder. Because when you feel grateful, you act differently. You try harder. You forgive quicker. You love deeper. You dream bigger. You complain less. Gratitude doesn't mean you stop growing. It means you stop hating the process. It turns progress into peace. Imagine a garden. You can plant flowers. You can plant weeds. But whatever you water, grows. Now imagine sunlight. It shines on this part of the garden you focus on. If you shine it on weeds, they grow bigger, deeper, stronger. If you shine it on flowers, they bloom, expand, multiply. Your focus is the sunlight. Your attention is the water. Gratitude is choosing to feed the flowers. The garden has both. But if you only see what's wrong, you're growing the wrong things. When you say, "I have nothing," you're turning off the sunlight on everything good. But when you say, "I'm thankful I woke up. I'm thankful for clean water. I'm thankful for the chance to try again. I'm thankful I'm learning. I'm thankful for my mistakes. They taught me something. I'm thankful for the people who didn't give up on me. I'm thankful that I'm still breathing." Your mind lights up. Your energy shifts. And your entire life responds. Gratitude is not just a feeling. It is a decision. A daily decision to shine your light in the right direction. And the more you practice it, the more your mind becomes peaceful, powerful, and unstoppable. Rule 10. Review your goals every morning. Your mind wakes up every day with a question. What should I focus on today? And if you don't answer that question, the world will. Before breakfast, you'll already be distracted. A notification, a message, a news headline, a problem you didn't expect, a task that feels urgent but isn't important. And just like that, your goals are buried. You might still work hard. You might stay busy. But without direction, you're running in circles. You're reacting to life instead of creating it. The most successful minds in the world don't just set goals once a year. They review them every single morning, not just to remember them, but to remind their brain what matters. This is how you stay focused. This is how you stay disciplined. This is how you avoid wasting years climbing the wrong ladder. Your goals are not decorations. They are instructions. but your brain needs to see them again and again until they become part of your identity. Imagine you're driving to a new city. You set your destination on the GPS, but then you turn off the screen. You say, I already set the goal once. I don't need to look at it again. But what happens? You miss a turn. You take the wrong road. You waste time. You get lost. You get frustrated. You stop trusting the process. And eventually, you turn around. Not because the destination was wrong, but because you stopped checking the map. Your goals are the GPS of your brain, and reviewing them every morning is how you keep your life on course. When you wake up, ask, what am I building? Why does it matter? What does success look like for me? What small step can I take today? Write it down. Speak it out. See it clearly. Because your brain follows what it sees repeatedly. And when you review your goals every morning, you train your mind to walk in the right direction even on the hardest days. Rule 11. Plan your day like a CEO. A mind without a plan is a mind easily stolen. Stolen by distractions. Stolen by urgency. Stolen by other people's demands. Stolen by comfort, laziness, and confusion. Most people lose their day before they even start it. They open their eyes and let the day decide for them. But the most powerful minds plan their day like a CEO runs a company. With clarity, with control, with purpose. A CEO doesn't wait to see what happens. They decide what happens. They prioritize. They schedule. They eliminate. They delegate. They focus on what moves the mission forward, not what keeps them busy. If you want to reprogram your mind for success, you must stop being just an employee of your own life. You must become the CEO of your time, your focus, and your decisions. Every hour is an investment, and your schedule is your strategy. Imagine a huge, expensive factory, machines everywhere, people working, energy flowing. But there's no blueprint, no clear production schedule, no written process, no list of priorities. So what happens? Workers are busy, but nothing meaningful is created. Materials are wasted, energy is lost, deadlines are missed, confusion spreads, stress rises, and even though everyone is working hard, the factory fails to deliver. This is what happens to your mind when you live without a plan. You might be active. You might be tired at the end of the day, but you have nothing to show for it. Because you were reacting, not building. Now imagine the same factory, but with a clear blueprint. Every machine has a purpose. Every worker has a task. Every hour is optimized. Waste is reduced. Output increases, and over time, that factory builds something extraordinary. This is what happens when you plan your day like a CEO. You don't need 14 hours. You need 4 hours of focus on the right things. You don't need more motivation. You need a calendar with intention. You don't need to feel ready. You need a system that works even on bad days. Planning your day doesn't mean living like a robot. It means choosing what matters before the world chooses for you. So every night or every morning, open your notebook and ask, what is the one thing I must move forward today? What distractions must I avoid? What time block will I use to focus deeply? This is how you become the CEO of your life. And this is how your mind begins to believe that you are in control. Rule 12. Upgrade your environment. You become what you're around, not overnight, but slowly, invisibly, constantly. Your environment is the invisible hand shaping your beliefs, your behaviors, your energy, and your future. If your environment is filled with distraction, noise, laziness, negativity, clutter, chaos, fake success, low standards, then even if you're motivated, your mind will slowly lose its strength. Because willpower is not enough. Your surroundings are stronger than your mood. And over time, you adapt to whatever surrounds you. This is why some people stay stuck for years. Not because they're lazy, but because they're surrounded by people and spaces that keep them small. If you want to reprogram your mind, you must reprogram the world around it. This doesn't mean you have to move cities or cut everyone off. It means you make conscious changes that support the new version of you. You clean your room. You remove toxic voices. You create a corner for focus. You stop spending hours in the wrong places. You upgrade what you listen to, what you watch, and who you allow near your thoughts. Because your mind is not only influenced by what's inside you, it's constantly shaped by what's outside you. Imagine a seed, powerful potential. It holds inside it the blueprint of a strong tree. But if you plant that seed in dry, cracked, lifeless soil, will it grow? Maybe. But it will struggle. It will take longer. It will need extra help. And most of the time, it will stay buried and die quietly. Now imagine planting the same seed in rich, dark, healthy soil. It gets sunlight. It gets space. It gets the right amount of water. No one steps on it. No one pulls it out before it's ready. That same seed becomes a tree. The difference wasn't the seed. The difference was the environment. You are that seed. Your mind holds power, ideas, strength, creativity, greatness. But if you're surrounded by low-quality soil, you'll always feel like something is wrong with you when really, it's the space around you that needs to change. This is not a small rule. This is one of the most overlooked secrets of personal growth. A better environment makes success feel natural. A toxic environment makes success feel impossible. So ask yourself today, where are you planted? Who are you listening to? What are you absorbing? What's in your space that doesn't belong in your future? Clean it, change it, elevate it. Because a better environment doesn't just support your mind, it rewrites it. Rule 13. Master the power of repetition. The brain does not change through excitement. It changes through repetition. You don't become who you want. You become what you do repeatedly. You can watch the best video in the world. You can read the most life-changing book. You can feel deeply inspired for a few minutes. But if you don't repeat the right actions, your old habits will quietly return. This is why motivation fades. It's not because it wasn't real. It's because repetition wasn't strong enough to replace the old code. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your patterns. Your brain is like a path in a forest. The more you walk a path, the more clear and easy it becomes. The less you walk it, the more it disappears under weeds and silence. Repetition is how you build new mental roads. And once those roads are strong, your actions begin to follow them automatically. This is how you make success feel effortless, not because it's easy, but because the path is familiar. Imagine a tiny stream of water flowing over hard rock. At first, it does nothing. The rock is solid, the water is weak, but the water doesn't stop. Day after day, year after year, it flows in the same direction, gentle, consistent, patient. And over time, that weak stream becomes a river. The rock begins to change, lines appear, then cracks, then curves. Then the water carves a deep path. And one day, a canyon is formed. Not because the water was strong, but because it was repetitive. This is what happens in your brain when you repeat powerful actions and thoughts. One morning of discipline becomes a habit. 1 hour of focus becomes a system. 1 affirmation becomes a belief. 1 moment of courage becomes a new identity, but only if repeated. Once is a spark. Daily is a fire. So ask yourself, what thought do I need to repeat daily? What action needs to become automatic? What message should I feed my mind over and over? Don't look for new tricks. Look for the few powerful things that actually work, and repeat them until they become part of who you are. Your future is not built by what you do occasionally. Your future is built by what you repeat until it becomes impossible not to succeed. Rule 14. Act before you feel ready. Most people never start, not because they don't want to, but because they're waiting to feel ready. They wait to feel confident. They wait to feel qualified. They wait to feel fearless. They wait for the perfect moment, and that moment never comes. And while they wait, life moves on. Doors close, energy fades, opportunities disappear, and slowly they become someone who almost did something. They live with the voice in their head saying, "You could have been great if only you started." But the truth is, you will never feel ready, because your brain is not designed to make you brave. Your brain is designed to protect you. It will always try to keep you in the familiar, even if the familiar is failure, even if the familiar is pain, even if the familiar is mediocrity. And that's why success doesn't come from feeling ready. It comes from acting anyway. You reprogram your mind through motion, not waiting. The first step always feels like fear. The second step feels like resistance. The third step feels like confusion. And somewhere along the way, you realize the fear is gone because you walked through it. Imagine standing at the edge of a plane, 15,000 feet in the sky. Wind rushing, heart pounding. Everything in your body says, "Don't jump." Your legs shake. Your thoughts scream. Your stomach flips. You think, "I'm not ready. I need 1 more minute. What if something goes wrong? Maybe I'll come back another day." But here's the truth. No one ever feels ready to jump. You only know you're ready after you leap. And the moment you do, everything changes. The fear is still there, but it no longer controls you. The panic turns into presence. The chaos becomes clarity. The sky opens up, and you begin to see what was always possible. On the other side of hesitation, if you waited until you felt ready, you would have never jumped, and you would have never known what it feels like to fly. This is what life is. This is what growth is. This is what every dream requires. Jumping before you're ready. Speaking before you're perfect. Trying before you're confident. Failing before you're certain. Building before you're approved. Risking before you're sure. Because action creates clarity. Action builds belief. Action teaches faster than thinking ever could. Action changes who you are. Waiting is a prison. Action is the key. You don't become ready and then act. You act, and then you become ready. You've just been given 14 rules that can reprogram your entire life. Not surface-level tips, not recycled advice, but real, deep, powerful rewiring of the mind. This is not just a video. This is a manual for the part of you that's tired of being stuck. This is for the part of you that knows there's more inside, but hasn't known how to bring it out. But now, you do. You understand that. Your mind is not your enemy. Your fear is not a stop sign. Your environment is not destiny. Your habits are not your identity. Your feelings are not facts. And your future is not written in stone. You can rewrite it. But this video is not enough. Change does not happen when you hear something powerful. Change happens when you do something uncomfortable. When you say, I'm done being a prisoner of my past. I'm done being controlled by fear. I'm done waiting. I'm done dreaming small. I'm done giving up on myself. And you stand up and walk into the fire anyway. You walk with fear. You walk with doubt. You walk with a shaky voice and uncertain hands. But you walk. And as you walk, the old mind starts to fall behind. The noise gets quieter. The self-doubt gets smaller. And a new voice rises. One that says, you are powerful. One that says, you are worthy. One that says, you are ready because you moved. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect timing. You just need to take one step, and then another, and then another. Until one day you wake up, and you realize you don't just think differently. You are different. You are reprogrammed. You are reborn. And the world hasn't seen the real you yet. But now, they will. Thank you for watching this. If this video woke something up inside you, don't let it fade. Watch it again. Share it with someone you love. Write the rule that hit you most. And take one action today, no matter how small, toward the future that is waiting for you. This is your time. You were not born to be average. You were born to reprogram your life and then show others what's possible. This is the beginning of your next chapter. And if you believe that, subscribe, because the journey is just getting started.